Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called Yin-Yang-Yong, and it's by Fenners. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once in each row, column, and 9-cell region. So it's not completely, actually, normal Sudoku. But it's a 9-cell region, which we'll get to soon. We also have yin, yang, and yang. There are 3 shading orientations: light, medium, and dark. We need to construct a shading of the grid where all shading orientations themselves are orthogonally connected, and no 2x2 area is entirely composed of one shading orientation. So, in normal yin-yang, we would have something along the lines of, say, shading like this, right? This would be a valid normal shading yin-yang because there's no 2x2 area which has entirely the shading of one shading. And each region is orthogonally connected to every other cell in that region. Or can get to, essentially, another part of the region through an edge, essentially, right? So if you try to get to an edge, try to get to this cell from this cell, you can go just through edges, stay in that region, and be able to get to that other cell. Same with this, right? But yin-yang-yang adds a third shading. So instead of this, it could be something even just as simple as like that. So you have one shading here, you have a second region here, and you have a third region here. And these are all orthogonally connected to the rest of their region. So that's an example of a yin-yang-yang shading. We also have arrows, where the digits on the tail of an arrow sum to the digit in the bulb. The tail of an arrow has the same shading orientation along its length, but it must have a different shading orientation to its bulb. So for the shading here, this cell must have a different shading than these two. So it could be here, and this could be a completely different shading, as long as it's not the same as that. But these two have to be the same shading, and these two have to be the same shading. So, what does that mean? Also, these two digits must add up to what this digit is. So you have to have, as an example, you could have something like 4 and 3 here, and this is 7. And that would work for the arrows. What else do we have? We also have chaos construction rules, where we need to construct 9 9-cell regions in the grid. And each region must be entirely composed of the same shading orientation. Aha. Okay. So therefore, right. And it doesn't say here, but typically, actually, I think almost always, I don't think I've ever seen a chaos construction where you don't have orthogonally connected regions. And that would just mean that in the region, you have to be able to go to any other cell in the region, staying in the same region by going through edges. So as an example, you could have, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a region, and this works because to get to any other cell in the region, you can stay in that region and just by crossing edges. This would not work though, because you cannot connect to this cell from any other cell in the region. Actually, from any cell in the region through just edges and still stay in this region. This also would not work because you can't connect from this cell, say, to this cell and stay in this region just by going through edges. So that's how chaos construction works. We also have crop key, where digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, and digits separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Not all dots are necessarily given. So, for example, if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or 4 to maintain the 1:2 ratio here. If this were, say, a 6, this would have to be 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing that I see is these long arrows adding up to a single digit. These are all... So for this, the question is, what can this 3-cell block be? And I think I know it has to be specifically 1, 2, and 3 added together. Because if it's any other set of 3 consecutive digits, they already add up to 9. And then they have an extra digit added onto it, which means that it adds up to, essentially, it would add up to 10. So this has to be 2. This is 1 or 3. This is 1 or 3. This is 2. This is 1 or 3. And this is 1 or 3. The thing is, though, this digit has to be consecutive with 1 or 3. And if it's 4, this would add up to 10. And that's not allowed. So this must be 2. This must be 8. We also know this shading is all the same. So we're going to make that red. This shading is all the same. So we'll make that, I guess, blue? I don't know. But this has to be different than this shading. We'll make this red and pink, I guess. And this will be blue and green, I guess. This cannot be 2 with anything. It can't be 8 and 4. This has to be a 3, 6 pair. Because we don't have 2. Can't be 1, 2, 2, 4. And we can't have 8 because this is 8 and this has to be 3, 6. So this is specifically 7, 8, or 9 here. And this is 1, 2, or 3. This 3, 6 pair means this can't be 3. So this is 1. This is 3. So this cannot be 3. Therefore, this is 7 or 8 added together. This is a 3, 6 pair. This, actually, we don't know. These two are different from that. And it cannot, this then has to be the same as this. So this is red. This is a separate color. We're going to make that green for now. Therefore, this goes out here, and so we're going to construct boundaries now. All regions are the same shading orientation, so this has to be a separate region. This is a separate region. This is a separate region. This is a separate region. So there has to be a separate region either here or here. We're not sure which. This cannot be... So the remaining digits in row 9 are 4 through 9, right? Remaining digits in column 3 are 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. That can't be 8. 4, 5, 7, 9. But this can't be 9 because 9 plus another digit is not a single digit here. This is at least 4, which means this is at least 5. This is a 3, 6 pair. So this is at least... Okay, this can't be 2. This can't be 2. So if this were 6, it would have to be at minimum 1 and 3 added together, which is not allowed. So this can't be 6. This is 3. This is 6. This then must be at least 7. It's 7, 8, or 9. And this is 1, 2, or 3. This can't be 2 because of the 2 here. This is 1 or 3, which makes this 7 and 9. We have a 1, 3, 1, 3 pair now in column 4, which eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the column. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 8. This can't be... Okay, so what digits can this be? This has to be a 1, because if this were not 1, the problem is this would be at minimum 3, 4, and 5 added together, which is not a single digit. So this has to be 1, which makes this a 3, which makes that a 1, which makes this 3, so this is 9. This cannot be 9 here. This is specifically 4 or 5 here. So this can never be 4 here, because that would require a 5 to be with it. This is 1, cannot be 1, 2, or 3, so this is 4 or 5. Therefore, this has to be 4 and 5 combined, which forces this to be 9. So this is a 9. This cannot be 9 here. This can't be 4 or 5 because of the 4 or 5 pair in the row. This is 1, 3, and 6. Remaining digits in column 2 are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but this can't be 6, this can't be 9. This actually could be the same digit as this, but it cannot be 9. Therefore, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is either here or here. 9 is one of those 3. Remaining digits in row 1 are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is then at least 5. That's 5 through 9. But this can't be 5 because of the 4, 5 pair in the row. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, this has to be 8 or 9, but it cannot be 9 because of the 4, 5 pair here. So this must be 8, which makes this a 4. So this cannot be 4 here. This cannot be 4 here. This is either 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, or 4, 5. So that could be a lot of things. This cannot be 8. Okay, so this is 4, 5, 6, 7. This can't be 8, so this can't be 8 here. This... This can't be 8 here. This can't be 8 here. This could be 1, 2, 3. It cannot be 4. Or 5. And it has to contain 1, 2, 3 then. This must be 1 from 1, 2, 3, and it has to have 6, 7, 9 here. This is at most 6 here. This can't be 2, though. This can't be 1, 3, 4, 8, 9, so it could be 2, 5, 6, 7 here. This can't be 3 or 6. So this is 1, 2, no 3, 4, 5, no 6, or 7. We know this is a boundary. This could be any from 1 through 7 here. So, 9 is one of these two. We're not sure which. 9 is one of these three. 9 is one of these four here. Nine. Okay, so 9 is one of these two. 9 is one of these three. 9 is one of these four. 9 can be, okay, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2. But this can't be 9 here. 9 could be any of these three or this digit. This can't be 9. Hmm. For yin-yang puzzles, once it switches, it can't switch back to another of the same orientation. I mean, it switches twice, essentially. But for three regions, you don't even necessarily have to have three regions reach the edge, actually. This cannot be blue. Well, it could be blue, but it could be a different... No, it can't be blue, because this is a different shading. So this is, yeah, because this 3x3 region is the same. This has to be different then. Hmm. These must be different shadings also. Okay, so yeah, we know there's no 2x2 region which has the same shading. These cannot be the same shading because they would be... These cannot be the same shading because that would be a 2x2 area which has the same shading. So these are different regions also. Hmm. So this is the same shading as this, or it's the same shading as this. We're not sure which. These must be different shadings also, again, for the same reasoning. These have to be different shadings. Huh. If this goes to the same shading as here, oh, that's going to be problematic. Okay, so say this tries to go here. If it tries going this way, the problem is this has to be a different shading than this region. And therefore, this couldn't expand out anymore, right? Because this is different from this shading. It has to be different from this. And if it tries to go this way, this is blocked as a region, so that wouldn't work. So if we try going this way, it doesn't work that way, right? So this then has to be a different shading as than this. So it has to go this way. So this has to go here, which means this is the same shading. It cannot be an 8 because it has to be part of this region. So this is 7, which forces this to be 1. This can no longer be 1 here. This can't be 1 here. This then is the same region as this, or it's the same region as this. We don't know. But if it's same problem, if it goes here, if this is all the same region, well, this can't go that way because this is a different shading than that. And it can't go either of these ways, so it can't be the same shading as that. So this must be blue. Therefore, this is the same shading as this, which means it cannot be green. This has to be the fourth shading then. So we'll make that, I guess, red. I'm guessing that's what's going to be. This is a different shading. So this has to be a region by itself. Therefore, this has to be a separate region here. It must go this way then. So this cannot be the same shading. So this is something else. This must go this way. This must go this way. This has to continue this way. So this is the same shading. This is the same shading here. So the green has to continue here. The red has to go this way, and this is a separate region. So this is a separate region here. This must go this way. This cannot be 4 or 5 because it's the same region. We need a 9. This must continue this way, so that's green. This cannot go this way because that would be the same region shading, and therefore it's a 2x2 area that would be the same. So this has to go this way, which means this must connect to this way. Technically, these could be separate regions. We don't know, actually. This is not guaranteed. So this has to be the same region here. I'm guessing this is probably the same region here, right? So this cannot be 7. Because of the 7 in this region. This needs access to a 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can it get access any other way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. So it has to get access this way, which means this does have to be red. This is a green by itself. So this is a region by itself. Therefore, this must be red here. Because there's only 3 different types of shading. We know this shading is the same. This has to be different from that. This then must be blue, which makes this red, which makes this blue. This must be blue also. This has to end here to get a 2 possible. This is a 9. This, well, could continue this way. This cannot contain a 4 here because all this region is the same. Therefore, this must be a 4 as the only possibility in 2 to have a 4. These can no longer have a 7, whereas a 7 in this region, it has to be here. So this is 7. This cannot have a 7 here, so this, where's the 7 in column 1? It must be here. So this is 7, which makes this 1, 6, or 2, 5, but this can't be 5 then. We have 5, 6, 8, and 9 here, so this is 5 or 6. This is 5 or 6 then. This is a 5 here, because it's 4 and 5 adding up to 9. This has to be a 4, 7, 9 triplet here. These are different, right? So since these two are different from this, that means it's changing here. And again, like I said, so if we swap here, that means you can never swap back, right? So this cannot be red and this is blue, because if you try to connect the blue all in one region, the problem is this would force the red to be in multiple regions, right? So this must be a blue, because this is a separate region. This is all red then. This can't be 7 here. This is blue, so this rest of this must be blue. And because this is blue, this has to be red here. Therefore, this is a separate region. This must be a separate region. The problem is this region here still needs access to a 9. And if it tries going around this way, it can't get it. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it can go to there potentially as a 9. But it does have to go this way. So this has to be blue, which means this cannot be blue. This has to be red. Let's see. This is a separate region. We need a 9, so one of these two is a 9. We know that for certain. This one has to go up here because it's red. Therefore, this blue must connect this way. This is obviously a separate region. This is a separate region here. This cannot be 7 here. This becomes a 6, 8, 6, 8 pair, which eliminates 6, 7, and 8 from the rest of the row. So this is a 4, 5, 4, 5 pair. These two cells cannot be the same region as this one because we already have a 4, 5 in this region. Therefore, this must go down this way to form a full region. So this is a separate region. This cannot be 5 because of the 4, 5 pair in this region already. This has to go down this way. This must go down this way. It doesn't necessarily have to connect, but these are separate regions then. This cannot be 2, 3, this has to be 7, 9 here. As a 7, 9 pair. That eliminates 7 and 9 from the rest of the column. Because for this region, we need a 7 and 9. This can't be 7, though, because of that 7. So this is 9, which makes that a 7. This can't be 7 or 9. So this must be 6. Therefore, this must be 2 and 4, adding up to 6. This has to be 3, because that's the only digit remaining. This can't be 2. This 4 means this has to be a 5. So this can no longer be 5 here. This can't be 6 because of this 6. What else? These can't be 7. So this is either 5, 6, or this is 8 and 9 here. We're not sure. This can't be 9 because of this 9. These can't be 7. These can't be 7 because of this 7. These are different coloring shadings than this. So this is blue, which means this does connect this way. This has to connect this way then. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a region in itself. This cannot be 9. This can't be 9. The rest of this is 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. This cannot be 6. 1, 2, 7. We need a 7 also. And this can't be 7. This can't be 4. Obviously, this can't be 1 or 2. 7's one of these. This is part of the same region. This red has to connect somehow to the rest of the red. This blue... So this red will block this way. This has to be red because it cannot be 2 by 2 area with all the same shading. If this were red, this will block the blue from being a continuous region, right? Because the red has to connect this way somehow. and therefore this would be a separate region. So this is blue. This has to connect to the red outside, so it goes that way. These are separate regions. This has to be red because of the 2x2 area here, which could be all blue if that were blue. So this has to be red. This then must add up to at most 7. Or sorry, it has to be 7 at most for the size. This can't be 6 because of that 6 there. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. So it's right now we have 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible here. This can't be 9, this can't be 3 or 6. The red has to block this off. So all of this blue, all of this. Okay, so if this blue has to connect to here somehow, right? The problem is if it connects this way, you'll always have an 8, right? And if it connects this way with leaving something here, the problem is this red would not form a region with other reds, right? Because we have a full 9 here. So this must be essentially all blue. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's already 9. So this must form a region by itself. You have to have the red somewhere here. So if this were red, if this were blue and this were red, the problem is that this would not form a full 9-cell region. So all of this must be red. It must connect that way for a red. So since all of these are red, right, if we try to make that blue, it cannot connect to its own 9x9 region. This must be blue because of this 2x2 area. This must be blue because of that 2x2 area. This must be red because of this 2x2 area here. So then we know these are boundaries. This must connect to the other blue, so this has to be a blue. One of these at least connects to a red, and it cannot be both. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if it goes there, it would block. So that's not possible. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it must connect to a 9th. So that this doesn't form a separate region than this. Because that would be 5 in length then, if that's the case. So this must go this way. This must go this way. This is a red. This must be 4 because that's the only digit remaining that's not in this that's in this region, but not on the column. So this must be 1 and 3 here, which means this can't be 1 or 3. We have 6, 7, 8, and 9 here. This can't be 3 or 6. 9 cannot be here. 9 cannot be here. 9 cannot be here or here in this region. Where is a 9 in this region? It has to be here. So this can't be 9 here. These can't be 4. This is a 5, 6, 8 triplet, which eliminates 5, 6, and 8 from the rest of the row. So this must be 9. This is a region, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a region by itself. What digit is remaining here? It has to be 4. So this cannot be 4, which means this can't be 5. This is 9. The remaining digits here are 1, 2, 3, and 7. This can't be 4. This can't be 4, so this can't be 3. This cannot be 9 because of a 9 in there in the row. This can't be 2 because of this 2. Where is the 9 in row 3? It has to be here. So this is 9, which means this can't be 9 and this can't be 9. This is, okay, so this can't be 6. It cannot be 8. This has to be a 2-5 pair here, which eliminates 2. So we have a 2-5-8 triplet now in row 3, which eliminates 2 and 5 in the rest of the row. So this is 6. This can't be 6. This is 5, which makes that a 5. Therefore, neither of these are a 5. This can't be 1, 6, or 2, 5, because we have a 5 and 6 in the column. So this is 3 and 4, which forces this to be 1 or 2, and this is 1 or 2. This cannot be 3. This can't be 3, so this is 1, which makes this a 3. This can't be 3. This can't be 1, so this has to be a 2-7 pair, which eliminates 2, 7 in the rest of its region. This can't be 7. This is 1. This can't be 1, 2, or 7, so this is 3. This can't be 1, 2, or 7 here, so this is 5 or 8, which makes this 1 or 4 to add up to 9 with it. This can't be 7 because of the 2-7 pair in the row, so this must be 9, which means this cannot be 9. This cannot be 9. We have a 6-8, 6-8 pair now in column 2, which eliminates 6 and 8 from the rest of the column. This must be 9 then. This cannot be 9 here. This can't be 8 because if that's 8, that would have to be 9, and that's not possible. Where is the 4 in row 4? It cannot be any of these, can't be any of these, so it must be one of these two. Which means 4 cannot be in the rest of that region. This can't be 1 or 3. We know, where's the 8? This can't be 5 either. This can't be 5. This can't be 5. We have a 6-8 pair in row 5, which eliminates 6 and 8 from the rest of the row. This 5, 6 means this can't be 5 and 6 here, which forces this to be 8 and 9. So this is 8 and 9, which makes that a 6, which makes that a 5 here. This 6 means this can't be 6, so this is 8, this is 6. This 8 means this can't be 8, so this is 5 and 4 added together. This 4 eliminates that 4, so this is 7 and 4. This can't be 4. Can't be 6 here. Can't be 8 here, so this is 7, which makes that 8, which makes that a 6. This 7 eliminates that 7, so this is 2, which makes that 7, which makes that 2. This can't be 2 and 1. It can't be 7. It has to be 3, which makes this a 5. And that forces this to be 1. This can't be 2 or 5, so this is 8. There's no more 5, 8. This can't be 5 or 8, so this is 2, which makes that 5, which makes that 2, which makes that 1, which makes that 2. This can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 4, so this is 4, and this is 7. This can't be 5 here. This can't be 5. Where is the 5 in row 9? It has to be here, so this is 5. Remaining digits in row 6 are 1 and 8. This can't be 1 because of this 1, so this must be 8, which makes that a 1. Remaining digits in row 8 are 6 and 7. This can't be 7 because of this 7, so this is 6, which makes that 7. This 8 eliminates that 8, so this is 6 and 8, which makes that 6 and that 8. And that's how you solve it. This is the yin-yang-yang, and like I said, it's just very, yeah, it's just broken down. It's basically just like yin-yang, and then you have an extra little part here. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.